Hey everybody, thanks for clicking that thumbnail and welcome to the video. Hope you like it. So in this video, it's an odds and ends video. My odds and ends videos it's a grab bag for news of the day, this day in history, small little items that I don't want to make a whole video on, stuff like that. So today it's pretty much this day in history because there's not a lot going on in the NHL, especially with the Habs. But I think there's some interesting items, some fun ones for me. Hope you like it. Let's get right into it. So we're going to start out with November 5th, 1955. Jean Beliveau scores 3 times in 44 seconds. And kind of nothing new for Beliveau to get a hat trick, but Beliveau scores 3 times in the span of 44 seconds, recording the fastest hat trick in the Habs team's history. So this is on a power play, and my dog loves that. And we'll hang on a sec. All right, so this is on a power play. It's versus the Boston Bruins, which doesn't mean anything particularly. So this was possible because at the time, players had to serve the full 2 minutes. The full 2 minutes, no matter what happened. So when you got a penalty, your coach really was mad at you because the team could score as many times as they could possibly manage, and you didn't come out of the penalty box. So the league would end up changing this rule the following season. So I guess that was the 56-57 season. And it was mostly because the dominance that Montreal had on the power play. And that would be the main reason. So that season, especially that season, when Montreal had a power play, it meant you were going to face the likes of Beliveau, Dickie Moore, Rocket Richard, Boom Boom Jeffrey on the point, Doug Harvey on the other point. And you can intermix, like on this particular night, Bert Olmsted had 3 assists, second fastest 3 assists in his team's history, assisting on the Beliveau goals. So there were plenty of players to mix and match, but it was a dominant power play unit, and they scored multiple times on the power plays all through the season. I'm sure all through the years, especially in the 50s when this was the first year they would go on to win the cup and be the first of the 5 cups to end out the 50s. So this was a really big dominant team. They were pretty much unstoppable on the power play, and basically these 5 guys as a unit were the main reason why the league would change the rule the following season. And they haven't changed it back and stayed the same since then. So November 4th, 1971, the Habs trade Rogie Vashaw to the LA Kings, and nothing really big because the guys they got back weren't anything special, but this trade made me a Habs fan. In reality, did. They got in exchange for Vashaw, they got Dale Hoganson. Don't remember him playing. I know he played a little bit. Dennis DeJordy, who played a little bit in that. Noel Price also played a little bit. I don't remember Doug Robinson playing, so he probably didn't. So there was nothing really there, but the excitement, the energy it caused in the city. I think I was in grade 1, and that's all. Once that story broke, that's all you heard everywhere you went that day for a couple of days. Anyway, that's all you heard talk of. It didn't matter. School, on the way home, at home, parents talking to their friends, go to the dépanneur, you'd hear about it. Just everybody was talking about it, and that excitement, because I was a big Tony Esposito fan, the Chicago Blackhawks. Sort of a Habs fan, and that just totally turned me into a Habs fan. That's it. I just wanted to watch Habs games after that. That excitement back in those days was something you just don't see anymore. It's a shame, but it was amazing. You could cut that excitement with a knife, as they say. Next up, 1979, November 5th, Bunny Larocque gets his 14th shutout of his career. This is versus the Washington Capitals. Doesn't really mean anything. I think that's the year either just before Dryden leaves the team and Bunny is his backup, or the next year when he takes over. I think it's before. So it doesn't really mean anything, except I think it's an interesting thing that the Washington Capitals came into the league in the 74-75 season. Is that it? Yeah. So that's 5+ seasons from when this happened, and that's the 34th win for Montreal. Their record is 34-0 with 2 ties against Washington at this point. So no losses in 5+ seasons to a team. And yeah, that's how bad Washington was. They really didn't start to get good until around the time when Montreal traded Rod Langway there. And we picked up, I want to say, Ryan Walter and Rick Green. That was about the time when that team really turned around. They started to become good. And they had some really good seasons. And it was when Rod Langway went over there. So I just thought that's an interesting thing. November 4th, 1983, the Habs trade Robert Picard to the Jets for a third-round pick in 1984. With that pick, and that's the only reason why the story would be up there, with that pick, they take the legendary Patrick Roy. So that's how we got Patrick Roy, if anybody was wondering. He was picked using the Jets' third-round pick in 1984 that we acquired by trading, decent defenseman, Robert Picard. He was okay. And then last up, this is an NHL item. November 4th, 2020. Hopefully my camera, last 2 times camera cut out here. Howie Meeker, that's this year, turned 97. So he was born in 1923. He was badly injured in World War II before his career even started. When he did start, he was the Calder winner for Rookie of the Year in 1947 with 27 goals, 18 assists, 45 points. It was his career best year. He also won the Stanley Cup with Toronto that year, and they would win 2 more seasons in a row. So 3 in a row. That was their last dynasty, I think, or one of their dynasties. In his career, 346 games, 83 goals, 102 assists for 185 points. So not a huge star. 42 playoff games, 6 goals, 9 assists, 15 points. But like I said, 3 cup wins. He was voted to the Hockey Hall of Fame in '98 as a broadcaster. He had the Order of Canada in 2011. In the 70s and 80s, he was the hockey analyst on Hockey Night in Canada, his summer camps, the hockey school summer camps, his TV show, using the telestrator. So let's see. Howie Meeker, for me growing up, was the guy on the Hockey Night in Canada intermission, that taught you everything about hockey, like how to play, what the rules were, gave you some history lessons. Hockey history lessons. He never played for Montreal. In 8 seasons with the Leafs, he won the 3 cups in a row, 47 as a rookie, 48 and 49. But anyways, I always liked him anyways, even though he was a Leaf. And it was the only team he played for. It was around the time of Peter Puck. I always thought he had something to do with it, and he may have, but I don't think so. But I love Peter Puck, Howie Meeker. Those intermissions were always great. So he was the Calder winner in 47, and so that would also be his best season. He played in the All-Star game that year and 2 or 3 other seasons. He tied a league record that year with 5 goals in a game versus Chicago. Along with the Cup win, the All-Star game was a great season for any player, that's for sure. So now, he was also known for his hockey schools. So they were the summer camp kind of schools, happened in the summer, here in Canada and the U.S. states, I guess, that touched the border. He also had Howie Meeker's Hockey School, which was a TV show on CBC Canada here that ran from 1973 to 77, and I used to watch that every week. He'd bring on players, have kids on the ice, and they teach them how in certain situations what to do, blah, blah, blah. It was just really a lot of fun, and there'd always be one of the big players of the time. So as an analyst on Hockey Night in Canada broadcasts, Meeker took advantage of the latest technology to dive into the analysis really deeply. More so than any of the other analysts. So he used the telestrator, and that was to show the highlights. And I'll always remember him, he'd be running on the telestrator, stop it right there. And his voice, he had a unique voice. And then he'd show you something on the screen and everything. Anyway, I love that guy. He taught me a lot about hockey. He really did. He taught me a lot about hockey on those shows of his. I never got to go to any of his camps. I would have loved to. I never did. And just a great guy. Hope he has many more years. And just love Howie Meeker. So if you're young, you don't know who he is, you maybe check him out on some YouTube videos. And for you older guys, you remember those things I'm talking about. So that's the video. Give a thumbs up if you liked it. I appreciate that. Any questions, any comments you may have in the comment section below. And if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Ring that notifications bell. That'll get you your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge right here at Talkin' Habs. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please be safe out there, especially you in the U.S., till everything calms down or it gets settled. And peace out, y'all. See you next video. Thanks, everybody. And please, hashtag November for the mustache. Take part. Link in the description. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Bye, everybody.